So we're starting off first with Canelo Alvarez, who of course is coming off of a pretty dominant win versus Edgar Berlanga. I will say, obviously, Canelo has the size advantage going into this fight. At 168 pounds, you have to give that slight edge to Canelo Alvarez. And here he is training with Teofimo Lopez. Please be sure to leave your predictions for this fight in the comment section down below. Are you going with this man right here, Canelo Alvarez, or are you going with Terence "Bud" Crawford? I will say Terence Crawford, when he does move up to 168, he does have a reach advantage over Canelo Alvarez. He also has a 1-inch height advantage as well. And obviously Terence Crawford, one of the best switch hitters we've seen probably in all of boxing. If anyone can move up and beat Canelo Alvarez, it is Terence "Bud" Crawford. Unfortunately, he is coming off of a pretty shaky performance in his last fight versus Israel Madrimov, who gave Crawford a pretty tough fight, I will say. He looked a little bigger than Crawford in the ring. He was very awkward as well. And Terence Crawford was biting on a lot of his feints. So shout out Madrimov. He did give Terence Crawford a very tough fight. I don't think a lot of people were expecting that. People were expecting a dominant Crawford win, especially off of his previous performance versus Errol Spence Jr. You see the footwork of Crawford right here. Look, there's obviously a lot of respect between these two guys as well. Canelo was on record of saying how good he thinks Bud Crawford is, how talented he thinks he is. And vice versa. Terence Crawford has also said he respects Canelo. He knows how great Canelo is as well. I think it would be a shame, though, if this fight fell through and we didn't get to see this fight again. People have been talking about this fight for the last year, and now it actually looks like it's finally going to happen. You just see the power of Canelo here. You have to give that advantage to Canelo. I don't think Crawford has been hit by anything similar to Canelo Alvarez. Moving up, those punches are going to feel different. Canelo Alvarez did recently say that Bud Crawford's resume isn't all that impressive. He still respects him though, but he said the only big win he has is against Errol Spence Jr. And I kind of agree with him. I've been following Terence Crawford's career for quite a while, but let's be honest, a lot of people didn't even know who Terence Crawford was until his last fight versus Errol Spence Jr., at least the general public. And that Kendrick Lamar shout out as well definitely helped Crawford's career. The average person prior to the Errol Spence Jr. fight, they didn't know who Terence Crawford was. Let's just listen to the power of Canelo shots here. I don't know how Crawford does when he starts taking these shots in the ring, especially in those later rounds. You know, I will say Canelo, you can tell he's definitely on the downside of his career. I think his last 6 wins have been by decision. He's unable to stop his opponents. Even in that Jaime Mungua fight, he couldn't get the job done. He couldn't drop or finish Mungua. Same thing with the Jamel Charlo fight. He dropped him, but he couldn't finish him. He couldn't get him out of there. It's been a while since we've seen Canelo Alvarez actually hurt someone and finish them in the ring. Bud Crawford making this look so easy. He looks pissed off right here. Again, I think if anyone can beat Canelo moving up, I do think it's a fighter like Terence Crawford. And I think him being able to switch from southpaw to orthodox will cause some problems for Canelo Alvarez. I don't think Canelo has fought anyone who can switch so easily and so effortlessly like Terence Crawford. Again, leave your predictions in the comment section down below. And how do you think this fight is going to play out?